Tim, were you able to unmute your mic?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, hey, Tim, how you doing?
Hey, Tim.
Hey, I'm good.
Good. Just tell us, if you would, just a little bit about yourself and some of your, your trials and some of the things that you shared with me in your email.
Yeah, I sent an email to Pat and to Owen probably about a week ago or so, and I just finished closing out 2020 and looking at all the numbers and everything, and I had by far the best year that I've ever had before, and it was a big thanks to them and a big thanks to Pat. But and when I was sharing with them, it's been a struggle. Like the last about 4 or 5 years ago, I realized that I needed to start fostering this passion that I have for the markets and really taking it serious rather than just trading here and there or reading a book once a year or something. If I was going to actually make something happen, like I had to really jump into it. And so it kind of started a journey for me going through, a lot of the books that people tend to focus on. But when I came across how to make money in stocks and Can Slim and then everything through Investors Business Daily, I just started immersing myself into it. And then about 2 years ago, I really kicked it into high gear. It's become an absolute, like, I'm type A personality also. So I think, Pat, you kind of get what I'm saying. You know where it comes from, where you're like, is this an obsession or is this healthy? What is this? And so what I did is I basically read everything that had to do with growth and trend investing and focused on it 100%. And my commute to work, I'm a detective out here in California. And so I got about a 30-minute commute each direction. That was all podcasts, usually IBD related authors and whatnot. The books that I was reading on my lunch break, I would skip my lunch break to go out to the car and study. When I had breaks at work or I had weekends where I was getting called in and whatnot, as soon as I got back, I talked to my wife, we do our thing. And she was great about supporting me and making sure I had the time to keep studying also. And last year, 2019, I got done, it was probably about October or so, and I've been putting all this effort into it. And I was flat. I don't know if you remember the last part of 2019, but it was a sideways market for a while. And it was hard for me to make money. And I was like, geez, I'm just getting down on myself. And that's when I found Pat. And that's when I signed up for Mission Winners. And everything that I had been studying and working together, like he did just such a good job of showing me how it all tied together. And all of a sudden, instantly, I started making money and the trades started working a lot better. And then, through his guidance and through interacting with him on Twitter, man, it's been such a huge just blessing in my life. It's been awesome to see it start to pay off. But I talked to my wife and I were talking about it last night, and it's hard. Like it's definitely hard, but like once it starts to click, it really does click in a big way. But anyway, yeah, I was super thankful. And so that's why I had reached out to you guys just to let you know, it's like, you can break through and you can make it happen too. And I know I had some moments where I wanted to quit and like took a week off or took 2 weeks off or whatever, but man, just keep getting back into it and paying attention to everything that Pat says and like following his rules religiously and committing to his process has been worth the time and the effort.
That's awesome. Thank you very much, Tim.
Yeah. Tim, that's I have to tell you, stories like that touch my heart. Mm-hmm. And and I want everybody to know this. Please don't think like, oh, we reached out. No. Tim volunteered. I was surprised. I just got it, or went to Owen and Owen sent it to me. And I thought, this is great. Having that drive and passion and having some rules and foundations. So Tim, I got a question for you because you're a veteran VIP. All right.
Yeah.
If you had to give specific advice to the VIPs, because you did I saw in your email, you did really well. Okay. I mean, really well. What advice, nuts and bolts, what advice would you give people? Please.
I mean, the adage that we've all read in all the books, cutting your losses short and letting your winners run. It's so easy to say, but when I went back and did case studies on my buys from 2017, 18, 19, it was something that I was saying to myself, but not actually living out on paper. And what that would look like would be kind of like the example you're talking about at the beginning of the stock. Like you buy something, you think you buy it right, it goes up 5-10%, you're excited, and then next thing you know, it squats on you, and you're like, oh crap, it's going to come back. Everything looks good. And the next thing you know, it's down 3, then 4, then 5, then then you're at 10%. Or using a poor method for selling out of that. I realized that I was picking a lot of good stocks and a lot of them were going up and I was making good profits on them. But the ones that I was losing my money at was by not really living out the whole cutting your losses short. And I think a turning point, because Pat beats you over the head, right? Like, I mean, every keyless video that comes out, like he's harping on you. He's like, no, this is it. Small losses. We're not taking anything more than small losses. We're selling into, you get the idea, but then living it out and acting on it, I think was probably the one of the biggest challenges. And then I was watching an interview with Jim Ropel this summer, and he's got 3, 4, and 5 taped on paper over top of his computer. Like he's got this, $10,000 computer screen set up, and he's got the numbers 3, 4, and 5 taped over top of his computer screens. And that's because he sells a third at 3% drop, a third at 4% drop, and he hopes to be out of the position by 5. And I'm like, well, Pat keeps it even tighter than that most of the time. And I'm like, so I did the same thing. I taped it up just as a constant reminder. And, I think just being diligent on that is like probably the single biggest thing, because you can't go wrong with a lot of the stocks that Pat's picking. Like he's telling you where the buy points are. They're there. I think for the biggest struggle is just managing it after you get into it.
Good. Excellent. Tim, thank you. Thank you for the input. Thank you for volunteering. I appreciate it. Talking about just giving some guidance.
Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit like. Maybe hit that subscribe button. We come up with new content nearly every day. Also, check out the videos on the right. YouTube recommends the one on the top, and the bottom one is something we thought you might enjoy. See you next time.